WMUR political director Adam Sexton joins us now.
And Adam, it is really rare to see the race narrowed down to just two candidates at this point. Now, the Trump team is saying that it wants to end this contest tomorrow night.
That's right. And that might be wishful thinking, given what Nikki Haley has said. She's already declared this a two-person race after finishing third in Iowa. So in the event of a loss tomorrow, it would appear she'll want to accentuate whatever positive there is and then move on to South Carolina. But if Trump does achieve another dominant victory, the calls from Trump world for her to drop out will just intensify. And here's how odd it would be if the race does end in the days or weeks ahead. In 2020, the future president, Joe Biden, finished fifth in New Hampshire. He turned things around in South Carolina, had a big Super Tuesday in March, and then he became the presumptive nominee a month later on April 8th. In 2016, future President Donald Trump won the New Hampshire primary, then kept posting wins, a few losses to Ted Cruz along the way. That often gets forgotten. The Texas senator had a superior organization in that cycle. Cruz and John Kasich went almost through the entire process before dropping out, so Trump didn't lock up his nomination until late May 26th. In 2012, Mitt Romney also faced an extended contest, Ron Paul refusing to drop out of the race. He didn't officially secure the nomination until late May, but he had been the presumptive nominee for a month at that point. May 29th, I think, was when that one ended. 2008, Barack Obama didn't defeat Hillary Clinton in that Democratic primary process until early June. They would famously bury the hatchet later that month in Unity, New Hampshire. So you get the picture. Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina. In recent history, those have been key turning points in presidential primaries, but not the final word. Many other states usually get to weigh in. But remember, none of those candidates were former president. Trump is. That's a key component of his ongoing dominance. We'll see what happens tomorrow and moving forward after that. But if Trump is able to end this and become the presumptive nominee this early in the year, it would be the earliest we've seen a nomination wrapped up in a competitive contest since George W. Bush and Al Gore closed out their primaries in March of 2000.